Hello and welcome along to Adobe Muse Basics with your host Robert Smith. In this part 5 of creating a website, we're going to add some text and images now to our design we're working on here. Let's put our layers up by clicking on layers over here. Okay, now I'm going to be working with some text and images, so I'm going to click on the text layer first like that, and I'm going to simply draw out a box like this. That takes about approximately the width of the page like that. Again, very nice indeed. Now I've got some text, so I'm just going to Command Tab out to preview, and here's a document with some text. I'm just going to copy this, Command C or Control C, and Command Tab back to Muse, and I'm simply going to paste this in, Apple V, into there like that, that text. Okay, so let's look at the options we've got, and let's go to our text. Now this will look very familiar if you're used to InDesign or Photoshop, whatever. There are some different things here, like for example the line spacing is in percentage here rather than points. Okay, so let's start playing around with it. First of all, I want to center it like this, which is good. And now I want to make it bigger, so I'm just using these numbers here. That went a bit quick, didn't it? About 28 point is good, like that, in line with this is the look, what they call the responsive look for text, where it's a lot bigger than it used to be on websites because it has to be seen on mobile phones, etc. Okay, I'm quite liking that, so I'll just select that. Now the color, I'm going to go for a grayish color. We've got one here, that's a nice gray, very nice indeed. Gray is the second new black. Okay, so here's some text, a bit of a story about what I do and what my capabilities are. Okay, I'm quite happy with that, so I'll just grab that and move that up a little bit, up to about here, close that box up just a little bit. Very nice indeed. So let's preview that and see what it looks like. I'll simply preview this in the internal browser. Okay, great. I'm not really happy with this widowed word talk down the bottom like that, so I'll go back to design view. Now it doesn't happen here in design view. A good way around that might be just to drop the point size down from 28 down to 27. I'm not sure that'll fix it. Okay, so let's add some more images to this. One thing I want to show you about Muse, which is fantastic. Now if I was to draw a rectangle here on this page, as I draw it, you'll notice that the footer just keeps going and going. It never goes into the footer, so the page just gets longer and longer depending on how much content you add. That is magic. Okay, great. Let's delete that. Now I want to put some images in that I've prepared in Photoshop. To do that, I'm going to use the file place like this. Now the images I want, I'll get them all at once. It's these: contact, print, web, and video, like this. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go open like this, and now I get what's called a loaded cursor. It's the same as it is in InDesign. But what is magic about this, because you'll notice it's got the number 4 next to it, and that means there's 4 images. If I use the up arrow, I can just go through them like this. Now the first one is going to be web, like that, and that's the web image, so I'll just click on that. The second one will be a video. Actually, that's the web image there, so I'll fix that in a minute. So I'll just select that, click that one. That's the contact one, which will be over here, and that one is going to be the print one, just like that. Okay, so now I've got those 4 images in like this, and I can rearrange it by drag them wherever I like. Let's make sure they're on the right layer. Aha, I put them on the wrong layer, so I'll just select them like this with the shift key held down, grab them off the text layer and drag them up to the images layer. And now they're on the images layer. Let's make sure we're on the images layer, and we'll use our align tool to align these. Okay, so they're all selected. Go up to our align tool like that. Let's distribute our objects like this. Very nice indeed. So they're like that, and let's align the objects. We need to align them to the top. We don't want to distribute them up there, so we'll just go in there like this and align them. They're pretty well aligned, are they? Let's have a look. Let's move them all down a little bit just by using the arrow keys. move them into position like that. Very nice indeed. Might move them down a little bit. Notice how the footer's going down as you move that. They're looking quite good. I just might select them all like this and move them across just a little bit like that. You'll notice there's no home icon here because we're on the home page. There's no point having one. I'll just move them across just using the arrow keys to do that. Okay, so now I've got my 4 icons like this on the page. I'm going to add some text to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my text tool and simply drag out a text box. Let's start it over here. I'll do that again. Make sure I'm on the text layer before I do that, and click and drag down like this. I'm going to grab that and put it underneath this box here. I'll make it a bit deeper than I want it, and I'll just drag that. Smart guides come into play. Now I've got some text here to put in there, so if I Command Tab back to preview, and the first one we want basically is the web and apps. I'm going to copy that like this. Very nice indeed. Okay, and I'm going to go over here, just double click on that and paste that in there, into that, as I would in any other application. Now I've got these 2 pictures back to front, so I need to grab that, and just drag that over there like that, and drag this back. I'm holding the Shift key down, so make sure. Okay, I should realign those. In fact, I might do that. I'll select them all, go to my Align tool, and make sure I distribute them horizontally. That's good, like that. Okay, I'm back to my text here. What I'm going to do is I'm simply going to make that a little bit bigger by selecting it like that, and I can do this up here like this. I can make that a little bit bigger, something like that. Very nice indeed. And I'll do the same thing I did before. I'm going to select that, and I'll use my text palette over here. I'll center that, and I'll make it that grey color, the same grey as this. Very nice indeed. Okay, and now I'm just going to copy that. Actually, I'll just Command Tab back to that preview file, and I'll need this here. I forgot to get that part, the web and apps, so I'll just go back here and paste that in there like that and press return. Very nice. Okay, I'm going to make that a little bit smaller. First of all, I'm going to change the font for all this. I'm going to make it Lato, this Lato, and Lato regular is good, like that. And I'm just going to select the web and apps like this and make it Lato bold, like that. And then I might even just, that's looking good. Happy about that. I might open up the spacing a little bit by selecting this and see how I'm just changing the numbers over here, over there, like the percentage. Just open it up just a little bit like that. Okay, so now I'm just holding the space bar down. I'm going to grab that and move it up a little bit. Looking very good indeed. Okay, now I've got some text for these other icons as well, so I'm just going to hold the Option key down, Option, then Shift and click and drag like that. Same again, Option, Shift and drag underneath that one, and Option, Shift and drag. And now it's simply a matter of replacing the text that goes inside that. I just might move that across a little bit. It's looking a little bit not aligned very well. Okay, so the web one's okay. This one here, we'll call this one video, or YouTube I like to call it. Now I'm just double clicking on that. Put it all caps, even though YouTube doesn't like that. And return. Excuse me, this one here is going to be print. And return. And this one here is going to be contact. Like that. Okay, let's get the right copy for each of these images. So Command Tab, back to preview. And I'll just grab the YouTube one first. Select that copy, Command C. and select this text here and Apple V or Command V to paste it in. Then back to preview, and I want the print one, which is this one here. Just copy that, Command C, go back here like this, and Apple V to paste it in. And one more, which is the contact, go back here and contact like that. Command C, very nice indeed. Select all of those. Sometimes a bit tricky to select them. Okay, let's do that again. Okay, great. And I'll just paste that in, Apple V. Now I'm quite happy with that layout. Let's have a look at it. Looking good. Okay, let's preview that. I'm going to save that. Apple has to save it. I'm going to preview this, or just one page, because we're only looking at one page. Preview page in browser like this, and up it comes. So let's look at our website, what it's starting to look like. It's starting to look very, very smart. It's starting to look like a real website. We've got our navigation, we've got a slideshow happening here. We've also got some introductory text, some icons, which we'll add links to in a minute. We'll click and take us to places. I've just noticed a mistake here. I haven't got those in bold, so that's why we preview it. So I'll go back here and get to my text tool, select those, and go to Lato bold. Same with this one. Go to Lato bold, and this one as well. Lato bold, and it's all good, looking fantastic. Okay, in the next video we'll look at adding some more icons and some links, so these will go to different pages when we click on them.